Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I got another one for you for these from the same guys that we did in the previous two videos. Different people, slightly different premise. It's 4 or 5 strangers that are going to talk amongst each other and rank themselves based on what they think each is intelligence and who's the smartest. Not the smartest. I gotta stop saying that. Who has the most IQ out of the group, which is definitely not the smartest. That doesn't, IQ is like something very abstract in that sense. But let's jump into it, right?
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, we'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Okay. Random story. Okay. What's the first thing you notice? Time's up. 4 of them brought bulky ass laptops that warm the hell out of your lap when you use it. And 2 of them are just doing it on the. Automatically already I would put those 2 higher than the rest. Just off of that alone, right? I know, I'm petty.
Should we just like go down and do
Intros.
Yeah, I'm Sade. I'm 24. I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler. I'm 21. I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm Kaylee. I'm 25. I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University, and I have a bachelor's degree.
Maria, I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company, and I also work for a digital ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology.
This guy is very loud.
Marymount University.
And I don't mean in volume levels.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Harvard recently, and I work in consulting.
Oh, y'all are babies.
I know,
that's what I was saying, is age of actor?
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah, well, I guess we need a...
That doesn't matter with IQ at all. IQ is just like how good are you at like noticing patterns and problem solving, you know?
Maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem-solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously,
I paused Andy so hard. My bad.
like the education, the stuff you've been through, puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's
in life, sure. In your IQ scores, 0% help.
way essential.
So what is the most essential?
So the most essential thing was probably be common sense.
Yeah, so for
Yeah,
me personally,
boom.
I think intelligence is
Nailed
both
it.
EQ, IQ, and that common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
Bro, this whole emotional... Oh, no. No.
People consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is, but he can
Is
talk
this guy holding a purse? I didn't even realize.
the talk and walk
He's
the
holding a
walk.
purse.
Sean,
He's
I
very
didn't wanna
loud.
judge him based on the way he looks
Jesus.
or dresses or acts. So I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing worse in classes. If we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
Oh, yeah. Like, 100% agreed, dude. I'm not saying I put him at the bottom because I don't know. Nobody said anything yet, so like you can't tell IQ from the way somebody looks. Like, so I wouldn't put it at the bottom. Like, that's a bit crazy to say, but the man definitely has confidence.
Definition that we're going with is the biggest question.
I like your definition.
I know, I was gonna say, I like my definition. It combines everything.
Does anyone have any like initial?
But you don't need to combine everything. You just need. It's literally like you have to take an IQ test, your EQ doesn't matter jack shit in an IQ test, all right? Oh, you gotta get a combined EQ? No, like, what are you saying, lady? It doesn't. No, no, you're just wrong.
You can be honest.
The PhD in what was it? Cancer biology? Not off to a good start.
Start on that side. I'm done going first.
I feel like I have a good combination of both, like book smart and street smart. So yeah, I think I have some input on that. There's so many aspects.
But book smart and street smart, nothing. Bro, these guys can't even, like, intelligence. Your not intelligence. Your IQ. Look at the IQ tests when you do them, right? They are fully problem based. Like, you have to solve problems and be able to detect different patterns and shapes in a certain pattern. Like, that has nothing to do with street smarts or book smarts. Literally nothing at all.
To intelligence, it really goes beyond IQ and EQ. Even those two different factors don't really capture what it really means to be intelligent.
But that wasn't the question, though, right? It's
Yale,
IQ.
I don't have a PhD, but what I lack in
IQ
those areas
versus
that
first
makes me
impressions.
Still problem solving, use my own
So-
skill set, my emotional intelligence,
You're like way overthinking it.
as well as my social intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a software developer,
Which matters jack in IQ, okay? Like, okay, she's definitely near the bottom.
my problem-solving skills are obviously top-notch, I think I would say. My whole life, I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a woman, to just step up and be like, yep, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was
Why do you
working
throw
at a
in
law
as a
firm.
woman?
A gentleman
Like-
came up to me and said, hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look like somebody I'd go on spring break with. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
Obviously, out of
That's
everyone
super-
here, I've got
super
at least formal
creepers.
education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental
I disavow that, man, for on behalf of all decent men. Like, that you don't say that to people. Like, okay, that's insanely rude.
dedication and my ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seaborne defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry,
Seabird Defense Specialist. Seaburn is an MOS. I don't know what that means. Shit. Where Marines are trained to react and defend against different airborne, injection, and absorbent hazardous attacks. They conduct training for a wide range of situations, from a gas attack or chemical spill to bomb disposal or a plague. Okay, this guy is like... His problem-solving skills are gonna be up there. You're not in that type of unit without... Yo, that is some hardcore stuff.
very quick question.
I'm glad I looked that
So
up.
do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information. And I got a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not going to really get better at learning.
True.
Does that make sense?
100% true.
I strongly disagree with you don't get better at learning. The idea that you can get better at learning is a pretty big signifier of intelligence. I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD, and I'm on the autism spectrum. Dyslexia means that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and 3rd percentile in others. I'll never...
You can't get better at learning. You can change the way you absorb information, which I guess in an abstract sense would make you better at learning, right? But your capacity to learn is... That's just your capacity to learn, right? You can, if you're not holding on to the information because of how you're trying to learn it, that doesn't inform, or sorry, not inform. That doesn't mean that if you do it another way and you then do hold on to the knowledge and information, that doesn't mean you got better at learning. You just learned in a way that fit you better, which is my entire problem with the school system that we have now. Like, a lot of people, you just get crammed, the knowledge gets crammed into it, and then they come out of school and they know nothing of the real world, right? How you change a tire? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's this stuff like that. Like, I have a very big problem with how we teach kids in school, but that's neither here nor there.
able to learn another
Moving
language. I took Spanish for 12 years, and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to Yale and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China, and I'm a first-generation immigrant as well, and college student as well. My family always really stressed the importance of formal education. For me, that was something that I really strived for.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Why don't you guys rank each
Then I
other
went to
from
Yale.
1 to 6, including yourself?
Hey,
And
okay.
give reasons why you want to do what you're doing.
I gotta go 1.
No.
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also
Bro,
think that I
considering we
don't-
just read what this man does for a living, there's no way. You know what I mean?
don't place a lot of value on the military.
Period.
Oh, also,
No, yeah,
what the
full
fuck did
stop.
you just say?
Military. Not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
What? We're not talking about some random grunt here, all right? That's like sent into a country to be the frontline fodder. I don't mean to be so denigrating. Sorry, I take that back. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make a point. Like the guy's like works with like crazy chemical shit and literal plagues apparently, right? Like he's the one that's coming to save your ass when biological attacks or something happens. That's what it sounds like, at least. Like, I have some respect, yo. You couldn't do his job. Not in a million years.
Period.
No, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like either end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
What?
You would have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
Wait, but that has nothing to do with IQ either, man. Like, okay, some of these people's reasons for their rankings are like out there, dude.
No.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. I think 1.
Okay. Here's the thing that I'm gonna keep harping on in my estimation, right? How do you rank someone off of something you cannot really detect until you do the test? Like, how good can you can, I guess you can somewhat infer. No, not really. You can't infer anything from a job either, right? Because it doesn't, there's a lot of people that have really high demanding jobs and their IQ isn't that high, right? Or that have like jobs that you can like specifically learn for, and where you're in like a controlled environment, I'll say, where variables don't fly at you at the speed of light, which is exactly what IQ tests for. Like, it is problem solving to a large degree. So how can you rank somebody when, like, they could all literally be 1, they could all literally be 6, because none of them have even like asked, like, I don't know how to explain this, because they're arguing, or they're ranking based on an abstract concept that we like specifically made up specific tests for to try and test it. You know, so it's like this is a really hard question to do.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Sorry.
This guy is getting
hard
hammered, bro.
For me to look past the education part.
But again,
going to
considering the job he
college, I
does,
think
there's
you
no
learn
way
a
he's
lot,
6.
if nothing else emotionally.
chance.
But I still think you're smart.
Thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, immigrant parents, first generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like
Oh
that.
my god, the body language is so disgusting and off-putting. She's gonna be very low.
And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked
EQ
last
doesn't
for me
matter,
personally
Jack.
because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view.
This is why I don't think she has a high IQ either, because she's basing all of her stuff on like complete air. Like, wait a minute, what are you saying? At least, excuse me, I apologize. At least Marine guy was like, oh yeah, it's for problem solving, blah blah blah. So while he did correctly identify what IQ is in a certain sense, because it's a very abstract thing in general. To then go because I have a high IQ because I'm very sure of myself. Yeah, okay, bro. You know what I mean?
And not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results, but really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
I would
None of
put
which impacts
1,
IQ at all.
2, 3, 4, 5, and out 6. So the reason why I put you at number 1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing. And I put myself 6 because I feel like I might be the weakest in terms of actual IQ score. Hopefully I can make it up in everything else. So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely think Tyler, unfortunately, his way of thinking is linear.
Bro.
And I think intelligence is almost like a sphere. It's a picture. And right now he's only coloring with one color than with the rainbow. So who
Yo, Tyler is getting savaged for like no reason whatsoever, yo. Well, he might be if he colors with one color, right? Why would that impact his IQ, right? You're coloring with 6 colors. Does that mean your IQ is 6 times higher than his because you use 6 different colors? This makes no sense at all, bro. This is the dumbest thing I've heard yet.
Who got the most number 1s? Thank you. Move down.
Who got the most?
Sean A was
like
pretty
you.
up there too.
I feel like you were definitely 3, right?
Yeah, I mean between
You were
Harvard and
4.
Yale.
5.
I think that I sort of expected to
this
be
is gonna
ranked a
shake
little
up.
bit lower. At first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone upset with where they're standing?
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
This just really goes to show like how much biases that we create with our education system. Like, oh, you just went to high school, you gotta be like low IQ. Like, no, there's like 0 reason to think that because IQ doesn't test for how good you do in school. All right, not at all, not even remotely.
I feel like there might be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that
highly,
too.
but I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are the most intelligent out of all of us. I would feel weird placing you there and not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did so.
See, again, 4 laptops, which I think is just do it on your phone. Clearly, it works on the phone. It's much easier. You don't have the damn laptop on your laptop or on your lap. It gets really hot, by the way. Maybe only when you play games. I don't know how hot it gets when you're working on it, because generally, if I work on a laptop, I put it on the disk. But I don't have that option. So whatever. Whatever. I'm a nerd. Sorry.
Hearing that I had to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because...
Bro, you can take 4 different IQ tests and get 4 different scores, though. So they're not all... It depends on the IQ test you take, right? You've got like really, really in-depth ones, but they're doing it on a website, so I don't understand. I don't think it's going to be that much of an IQ test.
gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day, which is something you have to grapple with.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer, we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
This is what I mean. You don't get variables thrown at you. She's going to be really low. They're inviting you to rank people based on what you think their IQ is. How the hell do you not realize an IQ test is coming? Do you not expect that right off the bat? Oh, you're gonna come here and we're gonna have 5 other people with you. You're gonna have to you guys are gonna have to like figure out on between yourself and decide who has the most IQ and rank yourself. Do you then not think that they're gonna test you afterwards? Like, that's so dumb.
It was kind of expected.
You didn't see that variable coming,
You know, an
clearly.
IQ test. It's not that far out the realm of possibility.
Remember, that's the
So
PhD cancer biology lady that said
One
that.
is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
112, 123, 131, 131, 133, 136. These are all like very close together, man. See, like that could have gone anyway. Like, get one question wrong, or one question. Yeah, well, they're questions, obviously. Get a question wrong, get a question right, and those things are like turn around. So here's the thing with IQ tests as well. Sometimes you can do a little bit better, you can do a little bit worse as well. Like, it's always gonna be like on a because if you take the same test 4 times, you're gonna have 4 times. You're almost certain to have 4 different test scores. Because it's not something you study for, right? It's something you're like in the moment, your problem solving skills, etc. Which is, you know, you can definitely. It's not a hard set number. She's not happy. she's not happy at all. This goes to show you, right? PhD cancer biology. Oh, we make COVID test kits. Yay! Yeah, you're last.
I think an IQ test tests something.
In before, like, oh, it's just that doesn't matter.
I don't think it's intelligence.
Look,
it's definitely
a
testing
squirrel.
something. IQ tests are now known to be flawed and like based on incorrect sample sizes. I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ test, you would do a lot better.
Yeah.
IQ tests are just one aspect.
How are you
or
gonna study
one
for an
major-
IQ test, man? You could just. How do you study pattern recognition and problem solving skills? You don't really study that, right? You just. I mean, you can get better at that, right? But you have to like. I guess just doing it over and over again would kind of studying, I suppose, right? To study IQ tests, just do 10 IQ tests and then do another. I don't know how you study for an IQ test. I'm gonna be honest.
To measure intelligence, it's really on a spectrum. What constitutes somebody as intelligent?
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence,
Be
it's
glad
not
about
just
that.
your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense.
No,
it's
no, it
street
is
smarts.
just-
Sure, it is some type of metric.
When you're talking about
similar to
IQ,
an
you're
SAT
just
and ACT
going
scores,
off
a
of
metric
IQ.
for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last.
She's
'cause I
right,
thought I was gonna be
obviously,
last,
right?
Not gonna lie. I think
She's right, but that was basically like I'm sorry, that's a little funny, okay?
an IQ test is a good indicator to see how people handle pressure, but I think that's easier to make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart and you're not smart.
Definitely don't think it's the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives me an unfair advantage.
This is my villain redemption arc. I'm climbing up the ladder.
She's actually true though. Like that's how you study for an IQ test. You take more IQ tests, right? You know what to expect to a degree, right? It's problem solving. You have to do shape recognition, all of those things. Pattern recognition. That's all tested in IQ tests. The ones I did anyway. I'm not gonna lie. The way the PhD lady got taken down a notch in her ego was kind of funny to watch, yo. But she's also 100% right. Your IQ does not make you a good or a bad person, right? It just gives us a metric of how good you are at problem solving skills, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Don't think if you have low IQ that you can be a wonderful person. You still can. And if you have high IQ, you can still be a wonderful person. You don't have to be a dick about it, you know? Treat everyone like you would treat yourself or your mom. Unless your mom is, you know, totally hateful. I'm gone. I'm gone before I get cancelled again. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Peace the fuck out. I'll see you guys later.